Yeah, it's called Spiritual Consciousness, A Personal Journey. And as we mentioned earlier, it covers 56, 57 years of the experiences that you've had. And of course, you can pick it up. I guess the most likely spot would be Amazon. Kevin, what I'm trying to wrap my head around is that there's been so much made of the fact that of the topic of disclosure and the fact that things are being kept hidden from us by the powers that be. But I find it fascinating that the ETs would actually want us to know about them. I mean, do you find that unusual?
No, not at all. No, they have tried with our governments to make themselves known. Our governments do know that they are here. They have demonstrated to them on many occasions. They do know they are here. They've realised now that our governments are not going to disclose the full information, although I think there's been some turning point this year. So what they've had a change in their policy, and that is to contact individuals, to contact groups, to educate people. And now there's tens of thousands of people who have contact and interactions with the higher conscious beings, the ETs. And there's, as you mentioned earlier, there are many different modalities of contact. I'm fortunate to have all the modalities apart from the near-death experience. They didn't give me that one, but I have all of the modalities that they've shown me that they've used in communication. And I always get confirmation or ask for confirmation when I receive information. So I'm very confident in the information they've given me. And I say, I'm not alone in this. I am surprised myself at the tens of thousands of people who are already aware of this. Maybe not of the Council of Eight per se, although since I've been speaking about the Council of Eight, my mission, I've had people contact me and had confirmation from them in relation to their own contact groups, the same group of Council of Eight. So I'm not alone in this, and I'm unimportant in this. If they hadn't asked me to do this 3 years ago, I would never have spoken about it. It's just part of who I am. I'm happy with the interaction. I've always enjoyed it, and it's been beneficial and made me a happy person.
Yeah, I was going to ask whether there were others that were being visited by the council. So have they stepped up their appearances over the last few years, maybe because of the predicament that humanity is in at the moment?
Yes, I would assume so. I don't know for definite, but I know there was a recent prophecy fulfilled by a Brazilian mystic called Chico Xavier. And 50 years ago, he stated that if we had this was on, let's see what date it was now, July 20th, 20, I forget the date now, it was 50 years ago anyway. And he said that if we had 50 years of peace without nuclear war, then the ETs would step up their showing of the craft and contact more people.
Been told exactly what part of the universe the Council of Eight hail from?
Right, they come from different parts, different areas. They're from the Pleiades, Sirius, Orion, Reticulus. I forgot the name of that one now, but about 4 or 5 different places that are local to us within where we are situated in the universe, as it were. So you're fairly local. I'm sure many light years away, but yeah, so they are local.
Okay, so they seem like they've been more hands-off, but if humanity was suddenly going to blow itself up, would they step in to stop it?
Yes, that's they did tell me quite a while ago now that the only reason they would step in would be if there was a nuclear war. And they've told me that in the past we've reached this level of technology and we destroyed ourselves, and they won't let that happen again. They've taken particular interest in our nuclear weapons. They've even demonstrated to our governments that they can disarm them. They've demonstrated that they can set the launch code going. And they've also demonstrated that they can shoot them out of the atmosphere if they need be. So that's the only time. But they don't want to do that. They want to be greeted as ambassadors, as we would greet someone, say, from another country, someone from Europe, someone from the Middle East. We need a protocol in place, as they have protocols in place to meet those people, those ambassadors, and that's what we need for the ETs.
We've been in this position before, haven't we? I mean, there's archaeological evidence around to suggest that there were civilizations well before man first appeared on this planet.
Yes, it would appear that. I'm an avid fan of the Ancient Aliens. I'm sure it's a very popular program. It's been on many years now. And there's a lot of information there in relation to the past cultures that we've had, the past cultures that were possibly extraterrestrial in nature. But again, most of this information has been kept in the dark, where we haven't been educated about it. So now speaking about these ETs, but because there's so many people speaking out, and I know the scientific community now are speaking out in relation to the ETs.
Okay, so the relationship between consciousness, cosmology, and contact with non-human intelligence, what is it via the contact modalities? What's that relationship?
Well, they're all linked by consciousness itself. Consciousness is the conduit for all the modalities of contact. And once we realize that, and once our scientists realize that, then we will move on. Our evolution will be accelerated. And that's the reason the ETs, higher conscious beings, wish to now reveal themselves to our government representatives and share their technologies with us. We are in difficult times. We are polluting our planet. It is dying. And if the planet dies, we die. They don't want us to die. They don't want the planet to die. So they are here to assist us.
Okay. So developing our consciousness as a race, does that mean we stop using things like fossil fuels?
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt. They've already told me that they have 0-point energy technologies that we can tap into. They will share all that information with us. We may even have that ourselves. Perhaps we've developed that already, but it's not being shared with us. I don't know about that, but yes, that is one of the things they will do, yes.
Okay, so just explain 0-point technology to people watching.
Oh, I don't know that I can. My only understanding will be that the energy is all around us all the time, and you tap into that energy. I know Tesla did that when he was a scientist, but I think all that information was quashed. I am not a scientist. They have given me some rudimentary understanding of the quantum unified field theory and the theory of everything, but they only did that as a demonstration of using consciousness for communication and giving me an understanding. And when they gave me those two downloads of information, which is a modality of contact, I asked for confirmation. And on that occasion, I asked for confirmation of a craft. On the first occasion, 1 craft appeared, and the second craft, the third craft, 7 crafts appeared. My wife saw them. They moved silently over our head and then moved off at an angle of about 80 degrees and disappeared sequentially in the order that they had appeared. On the second occasion, when they gave me the download about the theory of everything, I asked them for confirmation and asked them to show me a craft. A craft appeared, it flashed once, twice, 3 times, and disappeared. That was confirmation for me in relation to that particular download modality of contact. And I do that with all the modalities. So it took some learning to differentiate between telepathic communication and your own thoughts. But I have a full understanding of that now. I'm very, very comfortable with it.